Hey, nerdy sports fan, we're talking week 15 NFL action. This week we have the Broncos going to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this game got a lot more interesting recently because the Broncos have been a different team in the past few weeks than they were earlier in the season. Starting Drew Lock has energized this team in a way, and they're taking more advantage of the very good defense that they've had all season long, and good for them. Starting the young guy, it's always rolling the dice, and the Broncos have been less apt than most to try and blow something up and go after the young quarterback and build a franchise in that manner. Um, Obviously, it didn't work out with Paxton Lynch. It did work out with Peyton Manning. They tried to recreate that again with Joe Flacco. Didn't work out. Just kind of got lucky that Drew Lock seems to be working out. So this is fun. The Chiefs' defense isn't really good. Their offense is freaking amazing. So the Chiefs' offense definitely is still going to put up points. They're not going to put up the kind of points they're used to because, as I mentioned, Vic Fangio's defense is actually pretty darn good. They had opportunities to beat the Chiefs earlier in the year. So they're not going to just get run out of the place. Okay, the Broncos are likely to lose, absolutely, but I don't expect it to be an intensely one-sided, dominant Chiefs performance. I understand it is in Arrowhead, so if something like that is going to happen for the Chiefs, it's likely to happen in their game at home. But again, I just don't see the Broncos rolling over. The Chiefs' offensive statistics are all over the board for running back. It's very, very difficult to tell which guy to start, but Damian Williams seems to be the most consistent person right now. Just not consistent in general. So there's better running back options out there for sure than anybody in a Chiefs uniform. But the receiving targets are gold, all right? When healthy, Kelsey, Hill, Watkins, these guys are all fantastic. So you're keeping an eye on the injury report. You may get involvement from McCole Hardman if injuries to the other receivers persist, but he is really, really, really boom or bust. So even if he's obviously the second receiving option as far as receivers go, other people can take priority. Kelsey's very, very good, So he's touchdown dependent, but you have to look into Hardman with the injuries in the receiving core for the Chiefs. But overall, I think they're going to be fine. Tyreek Hill will do Tyreek Hill things, and nobody can really match up with Kelsey. So offensively, they will be consistent and fine. If you have your regular Chiefs players, play them. They're not going to do as well as they normally would, but what they normally would do is above and beyond what other offenses do. So it's not a knock. They're just going to put up average weeks instead of stellar weeks against a defense like this. So if you think you're going to, now and again get 15, 20 points out of a guy, maybe think 10, 12 because of the quality of the defense they're going against, but they're still going to score. The Broncos have an interesting play. So Noah Fant should be owned at this point. Very good rookie tight end. He's producing more consistent numbers, but that's not the real target here. Tim Patrick has really come alive since Drew Lock has joined the team. He's a wild card. In a game like this, where I anticipate the Chiefs to be up by a lot early, passing the ball is a premium. Drew Lock can throw the damn ball. That's why they have him. All right? He can put some serious oomph behind the ball. So he's not afraid to go downfield to Sutton or Tim Patrick, who's been making plays of late. If you are desperate and you're looking for a 1 week option, Tim Patrick might be it for you. I expect them to be down big early, and he has been a big play machine for Drew Lock. That might continue. Otherwise, I mean, everybody knows to start Sutton at this point, I should hope. Leave the running backs for the Broncos on the bench. They're not going to be needed as much as a strong passing offense because they will be playing from behind. Start the Chiefs defense. Okay? Do I think that Sutton and Patrick are going to get oodles and oodles of targets and yards? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to turn into touchdowns? Not necessarily. Drew Lock's still very young. He's much more likely to turn the ball over at this point than he is to throw a touchdown. He hasn't played that way yet, but the odds are against him as he is a rookie second-round pick. So take everything he's doing with a grain of salt. He's better than, maybe a lot of people thought he was, but he's still playing well because of what's going on with the team. They are very, very good on defense, and they focus more on the running attack. So that's the right system to jump in as a young quarterback. So he's going to look better than he may actually be at this point in his career. But yeah, Chiefs all day. And they're 9.5-point favorites. I think the Broncos sneak in. I do. I don't think they're going to win at all, but I think it's going to be a crazy close game. The Chiefs just beat the Patriots. Okay? That's an emotional high. Now they got to play against the Broncos, who are not a good team. And it's hard to get up for a game against a bad team the week after you beat the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year. So this is kind of a trap game for the Chiefs, but I do think they have enough in talent to pull away with the win. Broncos aren't losing by 9.5 points. They're just not. I bet the Broncos all day, but the Chiefs are definitely going to win. Hit me up in my other videos for more fantasy football advice, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, as always.